To the Random
It's
Guy
20 minutes past the
podcast.
hour. I'm Nathan Hager, and this is Bloomberg.
This is a 40-minute show. Morning coffee chat. That's all it is, guys. We talk about whatever's on your mind, news of the day, whatever. Happy Monday, guys. Happy Monday. The retirement horizon is getting closer and closer for me, guys. It just seems like it's quickening. I started counting the number of days towards retirement when I had about 500 days, and now it's down to just a little over a year. Something like 375 days or something are left. Time flies, guys. Time flies. Got the New York Post. It's got Mayor Adams. Looks like he's thinking his deal with Trump is going to stick. Over here, this lady, Saturday Night Live, I guess 50 years. 50 years of Saturday Night Live, guys. 1975. Wow. I remember when that show first came on. I'll turn down Bloomberg. I remember when Saturday Night Live first came on in 75. I was like 11 years old, 12 years old, whatever. It used to be that the NBC network locally here would have their 11 o'clock news. And then they would have like these classic horror films at 11:30 on Saturday nights, like the original Frankenstein with Boris Karloff or Dracula with Bela Lugosi. So it was, as a kid, that was cool to see this kind of stuff at night. And then it got replaced with the comedy, with the original comedy team there with, I don't remember, Chevy Chase was one guy. I think Belushi was on the original cast. And they've been around for 50 years. Their politics have changed over the years. They were more comedy back then. Now they seem to be definitely politically motivated, with making fun of the presidents. And that's a good thing, I think. I mean, you got to keep all these politicians in check, man. Whether they're Republicans or Democrats, Can't trust none of these guys. Hey, Green Thing, how are you, honey? Good morning. Yeah, so local news, nothing happening much. They got this guy Juan Soto on the back. He's with the Mets now. He's a great baseball player. He was with the Washington Nationals, and he won a World Series with them. Became a free agent, signed with the Yankees last year, had a great year with the Yankees. And that was a big steal for the Mets to get him. But, it's the same old here. Trump was at the Daytona 500 yesterday, driving around his Cadillac limo. Very cold here today. It is 29 degrees. Well, not very cold. It feels colder than that because it's going to get windy. There's a lot of black ice on the road here. We had about 6 inches of snow Saturday into Sunday, and then sleet, and then just like hard rain all day yesterday. So it was very difficult shoveling the driveway out, but I did get it done. Then I wanted to take my dog for a ride and see if I could take any pictures, because a lot of the ice was on the branches, and I thought I might catch some nice photographs, but the rain was such that it was just getting harder and harder to see. Had the wiper going, and there were big puddles accumulating in the roads because the drains are all covered up with snow. So I just turned around and headed home yesterday. The Ferry and Gray, good morning. Do you think Donald Trump is better than Sleepy Joe? Yes, I think so. He is not as dementia riddled as Sleepy Joe was, for sure. But the man is up in age. You know, he's getting along in the tooth too. So you got to keep an eye on Trump. You know, he's had a few of these goofy misplaced words here and there too. You know, if you take a good closer look at him. So, you know, 4 years is a long time. So you got to keep an eye on him. The good thing is the Vice President Vance is a younger guy, and if they transition from Trump to Vance, you'll have a whole younger cast of political leaders here in the country. Yellow snow tastes funny. Yeah, I'd stay away from that, Lobo. It's not good for you, bro. You know, probably high in iron content. Slick 18. What is the wind chill? What's 29 degrees Fahrenheit? It's not too windy now, but it's going to get very windy later in the day. They're saying 50 to 60 mile an hour winds. So I can see the wind chill dropping down into the single digits. Elon Musk, Vice President. Yeah. I don't know about that. I think, you know, looking forward 4 years, let's say Vance is in place to take over, right? Who would he select? I think the obvious choice would be Nikki Haley, a woman, right? She just got confirmed for something. She's the woman with the silver thing in her hair. She seems to be, you know, intelligent, and you know, it's always good to have a male-female ticket. You get more of the women vote when you see a woman on the docket. As far as what the Democrats will do, I have no clue, man. That party is in complete disarray. Z-Mill. Have you ever done radio broadcasting before? No, sir. I don't have a voice for radio. And people have said I don't have a face for YouTube either, you know. They claim I have no neck, you know, all this kind of stuff. And it's probably true. But I always have my morning coffee. Hola. Hola, Eduardo. How are you, my friend? Christopher, did you see Elon's son said to Trump in the White House? No, I didn't see that. I saw him wiping some snot on the desk or something like that, you know. It was odd. Musk and the son, you know. It seems scripted, you know what I mean? Like the Zelensky with the army shirt. You're having Trump sitting at his desk, and you're having the the autistic Musk standing there, and you know, all excited, and he brings his kid. It didn't look real to me. It looked like it was a scripted show to me for some reason. I mean, that was my first impression. I could be completely off. I don't know. Message held for review. Navarian Gray. You look like a man with experience. Well, all I have is my personal experience, my friend, over the course of my life. And so, you know, if you have any questions on what I've been through, what I know, I don't know much. You know, I'm just a regular guy. A random guy you came across here on the internet, you know. Nothing special. Nothing special about me, guys. But I got time to kill. I got usually about half hour, 40 minutes or so before 6 o'clock when I go to work. I start working at 6 o'clock. I'd be working now, guys, if they shut the fucking alarm off in the building. But they don't. They don't shut it off before 6 o'clock. Now I have the alarm code. I could go there, open the door with my key fob, and then you have, the alarm starts beeping if you don't, within like 2 or 3 minutes, if you don't enter the code, the police will be called. You have to deal with the police. So I have the code to shut off the alarm, but I asked them, look, I could start an hour early. I could come in at 5 and start working if you guys shut the alarm off. And they said, no, we don't want to shut the alarm off. So that kind of threw me for a loop. I'm like, why not? And it seems like they don't want me there, So I get ready. I usually leave my house before 5 o'clock to get down here. I get down here about a little after 5. I walk into the gas station here. I get my coffee. I get my paper. And I always just sit here and read, But I figured, why not go live for a few minutes and talk to people? And that's how this show came about. The Random Guy Podcast. Can I be your mod? Please, please. Lightning McQueen, stick around for a while and, show me that you're a good person. You're not fucking around with people. And I'll certainly consider you for that. Shh, you're not the president. Oh, really? That's funny. Baron Trump being groomed for the Antichrist world ruler. Yeah. That kid is, he seems like he's off a little bit, I don't know if he's just shy. He's tall, but Trump is tall. Trump is 6'3" or something like that, 6'4". So Trump overshadows a lot of these world leaders, when they're standing side by side. You'll see how Trump is taller than them. Trump went to Fordham in New York City. Went to college. He actually played football, I believe. Trump did for Fordham. He went to college to get out of the Vietnam War. That's true. I mean, he was one of those guys that got sent to college to avoid going on the front lines. So there is that with Trump. Then I think after college, he even had some flat foot exemption that he got to keep him permanently out of the war there. Fair, and keep up the good work. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Good morning. Would you consider brewing coffee at home, saving at least $60 a month? Well, it's not $60 a month. Well, maybe it is. The coffee is, with tax, a large coffee is $1.81, I think. Something like that. So maybe that's a good idea, brewing my own coffee. Christopher, thank you. I'll consider that. Woody Cat, how are you, my friend? Even though the federal government spends over $6 trillion a year, 6%, almost double 50 years ago. Insane. Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys, my audience is everybody, women, men. But, I follow some of these manosphere channels. And there's a channel called Legion of Men. And it's a younger guy. He's probably around 30, late 30s, maybe 40. And he kind of does reaction to other men's channels. And it's an interesting channel, Legion of Men. And he posted a post this morning. It was a copy of a Twitter X posting by the DOGE group that was then reposted by Trump. And it shows so far we've uncovered, like boom, 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 like 15 or 20 line items of fucking crazy shit that the government has been paying for. And on top of the list was $10 million for voluntary male circumcision in Mozambique. And, the Post said all of these have been canceled. So voluntary male circumcision, $10 million, Mozambique. And then all the rest, all these countries around the world, Nepal, India, Serbia, and a lot of it looked like political subversion. They're trying to subvert. They're buying influence with politicians in all these other countries. That's what it looked like to me. And so, in the big picture type of thinking that I do, it saves money, yes, right? But it is creating as an isolationist type of country. That's what's forming here, guys. You pay attention to that. We're becoming an isolationist. Because when those dollars dry up in those other countries, and you don't get the America-friendly, politicians that that are on the puppet string, the CIA puppet string, you're going to have radicals come in there, and they're going to take over those countries. And I could see in the coming years more political chaos around the world as a result of that. You could see communist type political insurrection in these countries. You'll see a lot of that shit, guys. Both parties are complicit, absolutely, Putty Cat. I feel the same way. You can't trust any of these politicians, whatever party they are. They're all complicit in all this. I mean, this was going on long before Joe Biden. So it's been there for a long time, decades of this shit. Now, in the short term, it'll benefit us because that money hopefully will be redirected towards the American people and our needs, maybe towards refunding Social Security, building infrastructure, roads, this sort of thing. We'll see. I mean, they're saving this money. What are they going to do with this money now? Beat it to themselves, to their own pet projects? Impossible, guys. You got to hold Trump's feet to the fire. The interesting thing about Doggy, when they started it, they had Vivek Ramaswamy, the pharmaceutical guy, and he ran a pharmaceutical pump and dump scam. Vivek did, him and his family, and I talked about that before. But anyway, he had his eyes set on politics, and Musk and him looks like they butted heads. You got two people at that elite level of political power and money. They're gonna butt heads, and looks like Vivek lost out to Musk. So what's Vivek doing now? You got to think of that. Is he somewhere else in the government? I don't know. I don't pay attention to that closely. Do any of you guys know what Vivek's been up to last couple of months? Yeah, it's 181 actually, Putty Cat. So I put $2 down and I get 19 cents back. So 181. Yeah, this gas station here is owned by a British private firm. I forgot the name of the firm. It was two Indian brothers who I believe their parents emigrated to England. The educated Indian class. They went to England. They sent their two boys to prestigious schools. And these guys are here in the United. They're based in England, but they're buying up all this. This was an old machine shop here, abandoned. There was remediation, landfill remediation they needed to do. These guys got the equity. They come in here, they clean it, they dump several $1 million into this place. This place is open 24/7. There are 10 gas pumps here, open around the clock. This is the only gas station that's open around the clock, up and down Route 5 in southern Connecticut. So it's right off the highway. People pull in here, they get their gas, they go in there, they take a piss. There's a bathroom there. They grab a coffee, they grab a paper, whatever. They sell all these quick items, energy drinks, all this kind of shit that they can mark up exponentially, and they're making a killing here, guys. They're making a killing here, and the coffee is probably what's called their loss leader. They sell it really cheap to bring in people to buy this other stuff, to get their gasoline, to get their cigarettes or whatever. Merchants always have a loss leader. And this is probably it, the coffee. But this is the only thing I buy besides the paper. And the paper is $3 a copy. And it means it's New York Post. It's all trash, It's nothing interesting in here, or earth-shaking. They got freaking horoscopes in here. They got a lot of sports. New York has a lot of sports teams, so. But and then they got the celebrity gossip shit in there too. I mainly buy this paper so I can take a look at the morning headlines, and when I get home, I give it to my mom because she's 82, and I'm starting to see some signs of dementia, coming on to her. My dad does have severe dementia. I'm dealing with both of them at home. But she's much more cognitively aware than my dad, and she reads the paper. She reads Polish and English, and this is good for her to read and catch up on her, what's happening with Meghan Markle bullshit that the women care about, men don't care about. Convenience is worth more than a true dollar costs many times. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I have family-owned business stations in California. They make 50 cents to $1 per gallon. It's a myth. What are the gas prices in California, Christopher? Over here today, it's $2.95 a gallon. $2.95 for the regular unleaded. I hear they're like $6 or $7 there in California with $4.50. Okay. That's not too bad. I was hearing it was like $6 before. $7, man. That'd be crazy. With the amount of driving I drive, it'd be insane. One thing I wanted to talk about today, I didn't really have a topic, but I was going through some of my old books in the basement. I got tubs of books. I had a whole wall of books when I got divorced, and I put them all in tubs. Those Rubbermaid tubs, and I initially put some of them in storage when I got a small apartment. Then I became involved with my parents' care, and I decided to move back into my old childhood home to be closer to them and to take care of them. And so I took some of my books and I have them in the basement. I was going through these books, and I came across this old book. It's now in the second edition. It was written back in 2005 by a political analyst, a political scientist type of person named Jared Diamond, and it was Collapse: How Societies Do Something or Other. It was very interesting at the time I read it, like 20 years ago. And he did like a scientific analysis of why civilizations and nations collapse, and it comes down to several things. I mean, there is environmental issues that cause collapse in certain situations. There's external enemies. There is uh, overpopulation is a big problem, and so one of the examples he looked at was Easter Island. Easter Island is a very remote island in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of South America. I think it belongs to Peru, maybe, or Chile. I'm not sure, but it's got those big head statues. But nobody was living there when the European explorers came around in the 1700s and found the place. And so it was kind of a big mystery on what happened with the people that lived here. And it turns out that their demise was probably an environmental demise, in that there was no sanitation. These people would be dumping their shit and piss into water that they would later downstream somewhere be using for cooking and this sort of thing. And so there's a lot of probably cholera and all kinds of shit that killed off the people of Easter Island. Sanitation is a big thing. Sanitation companies, guys, are recession proof. If you're investing, I have Waste Management in my portfolio. Their ticker symbol is, I think, $WM, if I'm not mistaken. Waste Management. That business is recession proof. Whether good times are bad, whether good times are good or times are bad, people need their garbage taken away, guys. You can't go wrong putting some of your money into Waste Management and just long-term hold. But getting back to Jared Diamond in the book, he looked at that. He even looked at like the Norse, the Vikings that try to populate Greenland, right? This was probably around the year 1000. Eric the Red did. I guess Eric the Red got expelled from Norway or Denmark or wherever he was from. Being, a degenerate, he moved to Greenland with a bunch of his people. And then his son, Leif Erikson, eventually sailed to North America. Labrador. They had a small one of those long houses that the Vikings have. I forgot what they're called. They built one there, and I think Leif traveled all the way down into Long Island Sound right here. There's some evidence of artifacts here and there of Leif Erikson. But getting back to the father and the Greenland settlement, that died out also after several generations. And Jared Diamond looked into why did it die out, and it's because the Norse people of Greenland, they had some cultural adversity to eating fish. They would not eat fish. They would only they brought some cattle over and this and that, and maybe they hunted polar bears or whatever, but they would not eat fish that the local indigenous people eat up there. And eventually they starved to death. They did this, or whatever was left returned to the old country, Iceland or wherever the hell they came from. And so, it's interesting how civilizations self-destruct. And I'm going to get that updated book. I think the second edition came out around 2011 or 2012 with some additional information. So I found it on eBay yesterday for like $4. So I ordered that. I can't wait to get that. That's going to be my March book of the month, is the updated edition of Jared Diamond's Collapse book. PuttyCat, August 22, Fortune magazine. Gas retailers receive a fraction of the price listed on their sign. Net profit per gallon is around 3 to 7 cents after factoring costs, labor, utilities, insurance. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it. So the way to make money off of that is to have a high volume. This place is a gold mine. It's the only gas station open around the clock. You know, you could have a fucking Boar's Head meat truck coming up from New York City at 3 a.m. And those guys will pull in here, fill up their truck, they'll get their coffee, and they'll continue on to Stop and Shop over there, you know, to Shop Right over there, they'll deliver their meats. But they'll stop here and get their gas, you know. 2% profit margin. Yeah, PuttyCat, you know, the margin on the gasoline is small, but the markup on like the energy drinks is tremendous. And you know, every younger guy, I get in there every day, Monday through Friday, buying coffee. All these younger guys, you know, guys in their 30s and, you know, maybe 40s, they're all buying the fucking energy drinks. They're getting 2 giant monsters or whatever. And they're paying something like, I don't know, $7 or $8 for that shit. Today's President's Day. Bank, stock market, etc. are closed. That's correct. And the courts are closed, which means I'll be in the office all day. I don't have to go to court today, which is good. Normally I would have taken this day off, but I'm taking Thursday and Friday off later in the week. I'm going to have a long weekend, so I figured I'd come in today. It's a good day for me to sit at the desk and finish off all my work that I have to do to get caught up, and I don't have to worry about having to drive somewhere. You know, I bought one of those salad bowls yesterday. I had it in the refrigerator. I was going to take it to work to eat it for lunch. And then I'm driving here and I'm thinking, fuck, I forgot to take my salad bowl. Son of a bitch. So I'm not going to have lunch. I'm just going to wait till I get home. I'll eat that salad bowl. Yeah. But, you know, watch what this doggy organization is doing and make sure, you know, they're finding this money that's been misapplied, and they're stopping it. But the second part of that equation is, where is that money now going to be sent? You know, is it going to go somewhere where it would benefit the American people, or is it going to go to pet projects? You know, that Trump is involved in. You know, he's got contractor friends building highways, and, you know, there's a customary 10% for the big guy type of shit going on. Keep an eye on that stuff. Hold these people accountable. How many miles do you commute a year? Usually around 30,000 miles a year, maybe a little more. My company pays for the car though, so I don't really care too much. They pay for the car note. The car's in my name, but they're giving me $485 a month, and plus on top of that, like 11 cents a mile. So I get the $485 that I apply it pays the monthly car payment, and then the extra money is usually somewhere around $200 a month extra for that. And that money I just take and I put in savings. No food until 5 p.m. or so? Not even a granola bar? Well, no, I do have a granola bar here. What do I got? I got one of these protein bars. 20 grams of protein. Chocolate caramel, naturally flavored with other natural flavors. How much saturated fat we got here? 39% saturated fat, though. That's not good. 340 calories. It's a lot of calories, guys, in that thing, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it on my desk. I don't want to eat it, but if I get starving, you know, where it's distracting me from work, I'll eat the fucking thing. Thank you, my dear. You know who you are. Does your company pay for maintenance and repairs? Well, it's all part of that $485 they give me. Now, because I'm planning on retiring, the loan goes beyond my retirement date, so I'm paying an extra $650 a month towards the principal of the loan just to get it paid. I expect to get it paid by September, approximately, and I'm going to keep working October, November, December, January, and February. So 5 more months, then I'm going to get the $485 a month. I'm planning on using that money to completely service this vehicle over those months. I wanted to buy new tires around that time, but my tires started to go. You know, I had a fucking like 50 or 60,000 miles since I bought this vehicle, so I had to get the tires already. So I paid out of pocket for the tires. It was around just over $1,000 for a set of tires. But I'm going to use all that money. I'm going to get the, you know, everything flushed out that I haven't done yet. The differential, the this, that, and the other. This thing will be like a brand new vehicle by the time I retire, completely serviced and ready to take a nice long road trip somewhere. You know. Do you drink pop? Soda pop? No, I don't. I did before. On rare occasions, I'll have a soda pop. Like if I'm having a dinner, I'll get a soda pop. But you know, maybe like once a week, if that, I'll have soda. Makes sense. Is your plan to drive the wheels of the car, meaning keep it as long? Absolutely, absolutely, Putty Cat. This is a Toyota RAV4. I plan on keeping it as long as I can. You know, hopefully in the next 15, 20 years. I got 300,000 on Prius. Excellent, Christopher. Yeah, Toyotas are solid vehicles. You know, especially the older ones. You know, they don't get as good gas mileage, but I think they were better built. You know, if you get like a Land Cruiser from you know, 2010 or something like that, you could probably get it on the cheap if it's been, you know, owned by some grandpa sitting in a garage somewhere. You know, that might be a good buy to get and have as a nice touring vehicle. You know, I have a camper. I put a hitch on this RAV4, and I tow pop-up camper around when I go camping. Anyway, guys, it's almost time for me to get back to work. I appreciate everybody coming in here to the Random Guy Podcast. My name is Stan. My channel is Stan CT. I'm usually here Monday through Friday around the same time, 5:20 a.m. to about 6 a.m. So thanks for coming by, everybody, and have a great day. Stay safe out there.